Episode 57, boys. We made it. I think I can speak for all of us where this is the true dog days of the NHL season right here. We're all seven, pretty much the whole league is I'm not,
Quiet.
Kevin, I can hear you breathing. We're 7 to 9 games out from the end of the season. The playoffs in the East aren't set, but for our Bruins, they're very set. It's hard to, I think it's hard to get up for some of these games for the players, for us, for everybody. But there's still some interesting races going on that we're going to touch on today, guys. I mean, how are you doing in Nantucket, Kev? Freshly back from Florida. You have like a little peachy tan on your cheeks. You're still muted.
And he's muted, and I was
Yeah.
here for this one.
Wow.
I listened to last episode that I wasn't here, and I got to hear Jake pointed out
Well
for me.
done. Well done.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. It was definitely depressing flying in from Palm Beach, Florida yesterday. Came back and it was like 30 degrees, pouring rain in Boston. I left Florida, it was 94 degrees.
Missed 2 buses. Missed 1 bus. How many
Missed
buses
a
you
bus.
missed?
Yeah, because my baggage took like 35, 40 minutes to come off. My
Freaking TSA sucks.
flight was delayed 2 hours. And that wasn't TSA's fault. It's the airlines. The airlines suck these days. Heading down there, my flight was delayed 5 hours, 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours. So it's just been tough. It's been a struggle, but Florida was phenomenal. I'm going back in June. I already decided to go down for my birthday, get a little tan on before Jake's wedding. So
Yeah, you got to tan you right up. Connor, how are things over in wherever you live?
Oh, they're going, man. I mean, hey, back in action. Time to figure out what happened the last 2 weeks that I was in a cave.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm glad to be back. It's nice for my mental health to be back with the boys.
Oh, for sure. I know. As much as you, when you're busy and stuff's going on, you don't want to be on here. Once you get on here,
the
it's
boys
that
are buzzing. We're buzzing.
But yeah, what he said. Let's I think we just gotta get right into the. Actually, no. What we're gonna do right now, actually, is we are actually gonna take a quick moment of silence for the 3 lives that were lost in Nashville. And that's, I mean, like honestly, it's something that I think all 3 of us talked about before. Just a horrible tragedy, and as we see our Bruins going to play against the Predators tonight, it's just something that'll be in all of our heads. And
6
I know for
lives.
Connor, it was 6 lives.
3 teachers, 3 kids, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. So 6 lives. I know Connor is somebody, you have kids. I know it's like the most unimaginable thing in the world. So just wanted to say our thoughts and prayers for that, and we'll move into the Connor, you want
Time
to
out.
before the dirty water? All right.
Oh, yeah.
We can jump into that. All right.
Kevin, who's your number 57?
Oh yeah, we do need a number 57.
Tommy Wingles.
Oh, you nailed it. The only 57 on the Bruins that I could think of. My first one was Tyler Myers or David Perron. Those were the 2 quick ones.
I don't know who Tommy Wingles is.
But that 57's a tough
Dude, he
one.
used to, way back. Was
Yeah,
on
he
the
got
Bruins.
traded to the Bruins from the Blackhawks.
Per usual, like in 50 of the other episodes this year, the Bruins haven't lost a game since we last spoke to you. They're on a 7-game heater, rolling into Nashville tonight with a record of 57, 11, 5 overtime losses, 119 points, and a plus 118 goal differential. Connor did pose the question from the Inside the Rink account earlier, a couple months ago, would the Bruins have more points or a bet higher differential? And it is 1 apart. So I really don't know. I think it's going to end up being a differential.
I took points. You guys both took differential.
I think with it being 1 away now, I really think it's going to be differential, to be honest with you. But we'll see. I think the Bruins win most games by more than 1. So we'll see
But
how
all
that
the
goes.
games recently have been real close.
I know they have, 'cause it's
And I
tightened
mean,
up.
the reason why I took the differential, and I'm going to have to talk some shit in this, so let me get on my soapbox. What I wasn't expecting to do is for the Bruins to go against Brad Marchand, who talked a whole lot of shit about resting players and load management. And guess who didn't play last weekend and stayed back in Boston?
I guess this is the NBA now.
Guess this is the NBA.
I agree with it. I think they should do it. I don't want any of these guys getting hurt.
Especially with
I'm
Marchand not being 100%. Let him
I'm not
rest.
saying I
It's-
disagree with it. I just had
I know,
to
they did act like it wasn't going to happen.
throw the jab there because he was very much against it. And what's really funny is the Bruins account made a "we left the Lambo in the garage"
that was
post
funny.
after beating Carolina. and Vinny Trocheck plays for the New York Rangers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it was still with them. I thought.
Yeah.
It's still, give it to him.
Yeah, I still laughed at that.
Fuck Carolina.
I think
So
the
that was a great laugh.
biggest thing with that, the last two games we played against Tampa and Carolina, Cooper and Rod Brendamore never stop crying about the refs. It's like, guys, come on, just give it a break. I mean, they're both great coaches, but it's like, ugh, they just
They know that
nonstop
they're
yelling.
gonna have to. Like,
I know. There's only way they
everybody
beat the
is
Bruins.
preparing and pandering for the offseason. Like, I think we saw that at the start
You mean for
of the Tampa Bay
postseason?
game. For the postseason. Sorry. We saw that at the beginning of the Tampa game.
We're not talking about the Leafs. The Leafs are getting ready for the offseason.
Yeah, they're already getting the 9 irons polished. But
I was about to say the exact same thing.
Were you going to say 9 iron, or what iron were you going to go with?
I was going to say 9.
Wow.
Solid iron.
I feel like that's the go-to thing, the 9 iron. Like, that's the most
it's
popular thing in
I think it's 'cause
golf.
it's what Tiger Woods' wife hit him with.
Oh. Ooh. Ouch, burn. I hope Tiger Woods never listens to this and hears that, which is probably easily not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not a Tiger guy, but Tiger stan. But
Yeah, I
don't
think
listen.
getting back to the hockey side this last weekend for the Bruins, the biggest takeaway for me is that the Bruins won against two of the best teams in the East with three of their best players not on the roster.
Well,
And that
they
was
played
a big
against-
victory.
I mean, they played against Tampa. They just didn't play against.
Oh, it was just Carolina?
Yeah, it was just Carolina.
Yeah, it's just,
They
I
played
think
against Tampa.
Lindholm, his foot's been hurting, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that one. Like
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
I've been kind of disconnected the past 2 weeks, and I thought I saw it was both.
Oh, that's all right. What the heck was that? Sounded like someone had F1.
Motorcycle.
Right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, American.
Motorcycle.
So,
right
everyone's
past my
knowledge,
house.
Connor is in a biker gang. He has a cut.
He isn't a biker gang. He's a Hell's Angel.
And assless chaps.
Yeah, of
Absolutely.
course. It's absolutely necessary.
Easy access.
Yep, exactly. That's what you need. But I digress. The Bruins, it's hard to. It's weird because they've been doing so good this year. They're almost like boring to talk about. Like it's a lot more fun when we get to yell about them. But one thing I really look at going to the playoffs, and it was Montgomery's comments the other day. So Olmark's going to start game 1, but he's not willing to say that Swayman's not going to play. I have a question for you two. I've been saving this for this. I didn't ask you it all week. If the Bruins go up 2-0 in a series, do you think Swayman gets game 3?
No.
You don't?
No.
Just to give Olmark a rest? They've been doing it all year.
Yeah, but I think that's a slippery slope. So it's, for me, and I've written about this on Inside the Rink, and I feel very strongly about this. The Olmark contract was written specifically in a way where his full no-move clause ends after this season, because Jeremy Swayman's contract is up, and he needs to be re-signed. The Bruins are going to go one of two ways. If Swayman comes in and he plays a bunch of games in the playoffs, and he's good, Olmark won't keep playing. They're going to ride Swayman, and they're just going to decide right then and there that Olmark's probably going to be gone this offseason because Jeremy Swayman's going to get paid. Big time. Or they will ride Olmark to try and keep the cost on Swayman as low as possible.
To be honest with you, I don't think they're thinking about that at all. They're just thinking about trying to win a cup. I really don't think they're thinking about any of that. I mean, I think it's reality.
I think they
Swayman's had a
can,
great- if they had a
because
great
the
playoffs.
results are the same no matter which goaltender's in net, so it doesn't matter.
Swayman really is just as good.
So,
Once he's gotten locked in.
my only thing is, I think they'd only do it for round 1 and just round 1.
Oh yeah. That's I really
So,
mean round 1. I don't mean
yeah.
in the playoffs. Olmark is a little bit better. It's not much, but he's a little bit better. That little bit is like win the Vezina, but you really look at it like so. Swayman is.
This is
third
the Matt
in goals
Murray
against.
and Marc-Andre Fleury in Pittsburgh situation.
Yeah,
They kinda
it's
yanged and
too
yanged,
elite. Yeah, it's too.
And
elite.
Matt Murray ended up stealing the job from Fleury, and they ended up letting him go in the expansion draft.
Yeah, it's a little different situation age-wise, but still, I mean, Linus is in first in goals against. Obviously, we know that Swayman's in third. Save percentage, Linus is first. Jeremy's fourth. Shutouts, Jeremy is tied for second. Linus is probably tied for fourth. I think he has 2. But still, like the Bruins, they're just so lucky, and they've been so lucky. Like we went from Thomas to Rask to Olmark Swayman. It's crazy what we've done with, and I mean, I think it's hands down. They're gonna win the best goalie tandem award. What is it? The Jennings Trophy.
The Jennings, correct.
They're gonna win
Yep.
that. That's a runaway. So that's that's
That
awesome.
article will drop next Saturday, noon Eastern, for all you people who pay attention.
Oh, it's already written.
Yeah, the Vezina Trophy dropped last weekend, so the brief history on the Vezina Trophy is out there.
History.
Yeah. And then the brief history of the Jennings Trophy. There'll be an article about that next Saturday.
You wrote those?
Yep.
Nice, good work, man.
He's back.
He's back, yeah. Let's take a look at one more thing here. I know that Kevin wanted to talk about. I'm sure you guys have more topics, but just top of mind here. On Pasta. Pasta has 51 goals, 46 points, 9 games left. I think we can guarantee 100 points, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Probably.
How many goals do you think he beats Cam Neely's record of 55 goals?
Yeah.
I think so. We're talking about a
Well,
It's tough.
he might not play.
Might not play after tonight. Tonight,
No.
Bruins win tonight, Carolina loses, and the Carolinas playing Tampa. We clinched the President's Trophy. The Bruins don't care about that record. But I don't know. Pasta might just want to keep playing. He's
So
chasing history.
my whole thing with that is, yeah, like you said, not the whole history, but like Pasta's a guy. He doesn't want to come out.
No.
He's like a Martian. They want to play. And with Pasta, think about it, he go have a 3-4 goal game night. Boom, ties the record. So
And there's a couple teams on here that it's very possible he could do that. So here's the rest of the season for Boston. Nashville, Columbus, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Toronto, New Jersey, Philly, Washington, Montreal.
He
You've got
loves to score
4
against Philly. He loves
big
to score
stinkers
against
in
Philly.
there.
I wonder what David Pastrnak's stats against Philly are. I bet you they're out of this world. Like he dominates them. I think back to the game, the Tahoe game where he popped 4. Was it 3 or 4? Do you guys remember?
I don't remember.
I think it was 3.
But just like
In 27 games against the Flyers
Yeah,
in
I'm getting
his
it up right
career, he's got 21 goals, 14 assists, and is at plus 17.
Yeah, he's got 35 points, dude. No, how many points? Is that assists or is that points?
That's
points.
21
35
goals
points.
and 14 assists,
he's got-
35 points in 27 games,
Yeah,
and plus 17.
rips them apart. Literally rips them apart. That's what I'm like. He has 3 hat tricks against him. It's just that's a team he dominates. That's for sure. Philly don't like seeing Pasta coming to town. You guys got any other Bruin stuff? Okay, here's another good thing for you. What is your? I think the first 2 lines are set. What are your third and fourth lines if the Bruins are fully healthy?
I hate this
You want me to give
question.
mine first?
Yeah, sure. You always go first, but it's all right.
No, okay. I won't talk then. No,
That's
you go,
okay.
Kevin. No,
Yeah,
you,
no.
you're
So,
going.
in the ideal world, Taylor Hall. Are we going Taylor Hall healthy? He's back.
When I said everyone's healthy, that's what I
Fully
meant, yeah.
healthy. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what that means.
Sorry, I didn't really hear that. I wasn't really paying attention.
And then you bitched that I was gonna. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. So now I go Hall, Coyle, Bertuzzi, Foligno, Freddie, Hathaway. But I think you can
Same.
rotate Freddie and Nozick matchup based.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I just think that you can't take Trent Frederick and his 16, possibly 18, 19 goal scorer at the end of the year out of your lineup for no suck. Like it just
That
doesn't
has
make sense.
4.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Like, and he's just as tough. And Foligno,
Who's better in a
Hathaway-
face-off dot? Because that's going to be a huge part of that decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I don't know
Freddie's
that
pretty good in
answer.
faceoffs. I don't know either. I really don't. And I know Foligno's a center, so you have 2 centers there that you can side of the ice depend on, flip them in and out. But I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that. I can take a quick look, but we don't have enough data really for like what. I mean, Freddie didn't take that many faceoffs. You know what I mean? That's the reality of that. But he is in the dot.
29.2%.
See what Nosek is. I'm gonna guess 31.4%, and I'm not looking. So
55.3.
it's important. It's real important. That's
Especially
a
in
lot
the
of possession.
playoffs where it's a
of possession.
lot of chess game.
Yeah, I just think that you can use Freddie though in more situations. Like I think Freddie's more important. I don't know. When
I
the
think
games get
Freddie
tough.
brings a more physical element and he brings a more scoring element. I think Nosek definitely wins, obviously, in the face-off department and
Yeah.
probably the defensive
depth
ability.
scoring. when the Bruins have the deep core they have and the goalie they have, depth scoring is what wins you a Stanley Cup. I think we agree with that, right? Like I don't know that the
Yeah.
Bruins need another defensive forward all that much. Like it's really like
I think this is the Sean Thornton and Tyler Sagan scenario from 2011, right?
Yep.
Like Sean Thornton played all the way up until they got into that final series for the most part, and then Tyler Sagan came in and he played the rest of the way.
Can't forget about Sagi's 2 goals against Toronto though. Those goals were huge, huge goals. Or were they against Tampa? The game he scored the 2 goals. Tampa.
Was that in 2011?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. My brain. And I merged that and the Blackhawks lost year together a lot in my when I flash back to it. But
Because I swear that they played Montreal, Tampa, Pittsburgh, and then
they didn't
Vancouver
play Pittsburgh.
that year.
No, it was no. The Eastern Conference Finals was the Leafs. Am I wrong?
I think you're wrong.
Um.
I think it ended up being.
It was because there's a lot of game 7s. 1 second. Let me just. I can tell you quick. Let's just take a look.
I think it went Pittsburgh, Montreal, Tampa.
Wait. They 100% played the Flyers. They swept the Flyers.
In 2011?
Yeah. Didn't they?
I can't remember. I
Yeah,
know
they
that
did.
in
They did.
2010 they did the reverse sweep of the
Yes,
Flyers, where
yes.
they took the first 3 and lost
Yep.
the last 4.
Yep. I'm just trying. Okay, here we go. Look at the 2011 Stanley Cup run. So the Bruins. So they won a game 7 against Montreal. They won a game 7 against Tampa. Vancouver, Montreal, Tampa, Philly. It was Philly. But I do just kind of wonder like what it's crazy because you know like going into this like one of those bottom 6 guys is going to be like they have a chance at making history and you just got to wait and see what it is. Like Sean Thornton, those guys forever are heroes in Boston for 2011. So let's see who's going to be the
And
next
it's like
guy.
rolling on a line of Foligno, Freddie, and Hathaway.
It's such a good
That's
third line.
scary. That's like, what?
And they're over your fourth line.
Those dudes just banging out there for you. So, I'm about it. And they can score, too. It's like, that's a great fourth line to have. Like you said, it could be a third line on most teams. So,
Agreed. Let's get into some salt of the East. Let's get into kind of like what we're seeing around the East. So, I mean, the top 3 teams in the East, in the Atlantic and the Metro, are signed, sealed, and delivered, right? I mean, I don't think we're really... I mean, there could be some movement within them. I think New Jersey could top Carolina, but it'd be tough, down 3 points with 2 games in hand, with Carolina having 2 games in hand.
yeah, so that's the thing. Looking at the last 10, Carolina's 5-4-1, New Jersey's 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Not one team is really, you know what I mean? They're kind of mediocre right now. Especially with Carolina losing Svechnikov. Was
Kevin.
right. I practiced that 4 times in my head before saying it.
Nice
So
work. I figured you.
yeah, so that was the turning point. New Jersey should have smelled the blood, taken it, as me and you talked last time we did an episode, Jake.
Yeah.
But they just really couldn't have. And that's the big thing that worries me in New Jersey is their goaltending. They're not finding ways to steal games.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, that's the issue with look at the teams that like didn't move up when they could sense blood. So Jersey's a little different situation, but look at
New York,
Florida.
though. New York's getting it. They're
I know,
8-1-1. That's scary. Those guys get
They're
going.
really good.
They could take that second spot from Jersey.
I look at Buffalo, Ottawa, Pittsburgh, and Florida as a bunch of teams who are just like they don't have goaltending, and one of them's going to be the 8th seed, and they're going to get the doors blown off by the Bruins. I really like that's how I look at those teams, and I would rather it be Pittsburgh, Buffalo, or Ottawa than Florida. I don't want to play Matthew Tkachuk. It's crazy that I would rather play against Crosby and Malkin, but I would like Pittsburgh. Just
100% give me the Florida Panthers in the first
Over-
round.
I
Sergei
think we blow them
Bobrovsky
out.
is a
Also
fucking
sucks. They all are so
nutbag.
bad. Like they're all just not.
Jari
One of
sucks.
those teams has a goalie. Oh, I know Jari's terrible. Like I look at all those teams. It's like you have no chance. New Jersey, I
Future
don't
Penguin John Gibson.
I know that'd be good. That'd be good. Prove to them you want to still play for something. The Devils don't have goaltending to win a Stanley Cup. Toronto Maple Leafs don't have goaltending to win the Stanley Cup. So I look at 4 teams out of the East that could actually win something, and that's Boston, Tampa, Carolina, and the Rangers. It's so crazy how much goaltending really matters in a 7-game series, you don't win with shitty goaltending. There's just no chance because it won't happen. So that's where I really look
You
at
can
it.
exploit what you know about another team from your scouting or playing them throughout a 7-game series that you can't on just a game in, game out basis throughout the year.
Yeah, your decent goalie can go out and play decent or play a little above their average, a little above replacement for a game. Over 7 games, it just doesn't happen. You see the actual mean of your team. So that's why I think the Bruins have such a good chance in the East. I really do. And I mean, we're not. It's not like we're alone in being homers and saying that. Like, it's reality. Toronto has a super high end, top end offense, but they gave up 50 more goals than the Bruins, and Tampa gave up freaking 27 more goals than they did. I don't know that I fear either of those teams anymore. I really don't. Like, I guess Toronto more than Tampa.
Tampa more than Toronto.
Because of goaltending? Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I'm contradicting myself. But Vasilevsky, like, he just doesn't... Like, the Bruins
He can
have
turn
they've
it
been okay
on.
with him.
Him in the playoffs is
He's
scary.
never- I know,
The
he doesn't
scariest
lose
stats in the
elimination
world.
games. I know,
He
doesn't
is
lose
the
elimination
single-handed reason they have gone 3 times in a row. And the
I know.
only reason that I made that decision on Tampa Bay over Toronto
I know, it's
is because you cannot count on Toronto's goaltending
And you
and
can't
their
really, and
defense.
Matthews is hurt. Austin Matthews is hurt. He's getting
Probably
healthier,
true.
but he's hurt. I mean, he has, what is it, 31 goals, 32 goals? He's hurt. Like, there's no way around it. I mean, I'm looking right now. He has 36 goals, 77 points, 66 games. That's well under what Matthews should be at. So, like,
100%.
And
Somebody who picked him in the top 5 of their fantasy draft is pissed this year.
yeah, and I mean, he's been hurt a lot. He's a great player, but just hasn't been working out.
Got a great stash.
He does. I mean, I'm a Matthews guy. Like, I'm not somebody who doesn't like Matthews. I like American players who are stars.
Yeah, 100%. Especially when he goes and plays for the Coyotes in Tempe.
Oh my god!
You know?
Yeah. I would love that so much.
Big shout out. I know we're getting a little ahead of time, but it's a quick thing. Tempe City Council unanimously approved the new arena situation. So now it goes to a public vote, and then it's all said and done.
Good for them. Great
No
to
more
hear it.
mullet.
Yeah, great to hear it. The Mullet Arena curse. That team's got to stop winning games too. We'll talk about them when we get to the West. But the East, I mean, I actually think the East stays the way it is. I think the Islanders keep the top wild card spot, and I think Pittsburgh keeps the second, and we roll into the playoffs the way it is. How do you guys feel about that?
I really hope the Islanders don't make it because I bet them
Same.
not to make it. So I'd like to collect that little money. Especially after all my March Madness picks are now out.
Yeah, mine too.
Because I had Texas as my last one.
Me too. I had Texas. My picks to win were Texas, Gonzaga, Houston, Alabama, or UCLA.
Yeah, I had Bama, Texas,
God.
Purdue, which was the worst one of them all. And I forget who the other one was.
And we bet every one of those on the DraftKings Sportsbook.
What a
Not
segue.
Sportscook, the Sportsbook. The DraftKings Sportsbook is so good. This is before I even do the read that they give us to do. This is before I even do it.
That was the one thing I missed in Florida.
Oh my god, it is
no
the best app.
DraftKings.
It is so good. And it's like, I don't, like, obviously, like, we've been on this podcast. We live in places where I live somewhere where it's legal to gamble. So I didn't have DraftKings. I was using the Rhode Island app. It sucks compared to DraftKings. It's not even comparable. And while I'm saying that, let me just talk to you guys a little bit about DraftKings more in depth. The DraftKings Sportsbook, Boston's hometown sportsbook, will be live soon. Just kidding. It's already live. Right here in Massachusetts. Bet local on all your favorite sports from the comfort of your own home with DraftKings. To celebrate, all new customers will receive up to $200 in bonus bets when you sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook using code INSIDETHERINK. Soon you'll be able to bet local on money lines, spreads, props, and more with one of America's top-rated sportsbooks, DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up with code INSIDETHERINK to get up to $200 in bonus bets to use once mobile sports betting hits Massachusetts, which it already has, as we've told you 100 times. Use code INSIDETHERINK only at DraftKings Sportsbook. If
Cook.
you or a loved one is experiencing problems with gambling, call 800-327-5050 or visit helplinema.org. to speak with a trained specialist free and confidentially 24/7, 21 plus, physically present in Massachusetts. Restrictions apply, subject to regulatory licensing requirements. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as free bets. Terms at DraftKings.com/MA.
Damn. You
Again.
didn't say sports cook except for the
know.
very first time. So rude. I was ready to unmute myself and just
Just to
scream
say it.
cook.
Yeah, no, I had it locked in. But still, yeah, I mean, just a little more. That app is so good. There's so much free money to be had, too. Like,
Oh, it's stupid.
there's free money.
I think
all
odds
over.
boost tonight, which I think I just forgot to do. There was a hockey one tonight, like a 50% parlay boost. So I did forget that. Now it's 6:59. So let me try to go
Solid.
cook some bets.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's good. Let's get into the West. The Conference West, over on the western side of the United Hemispheres, is sitting right now with the top dog of the Vegas Golden Knights in the Pacific and the top dog of the Minnesota Wild in the Central.
This playoff race is insane.
No teams are
It gets
locked in
closer
yet.
and closer
No one has
and
clinched.
closer.
It is completely up for grabs. Colorado with 94 points, Dallas with 92 points. You got LA with 96 points, Edmonton with 93, Seattle with 88, Winnipeg with 85, Calgary with 81, Nashville with 80, and they're playing the Bruins tonight, and they're going to be battling hard. It is something.
Do you know the meme with the three Spider-Mans standing there pointing at each other?
Yep.
That is the Western Conference right now, all pointing at each other, asking who wants to win.
Yep.
Because this playoff race is close, yeah, but I don't think it's as exciting or impactful, I guess, as we hoped it would be.
No,
I don't know.
I have not been that excited by it. Maybe it is exciting, but I haven't been that excited by it. And Colorado and Edmonton are still the two best teams. Vegas is in first place, but I think Edmonton would blow the doors off of them because Jonathan Quick's their goalie, who sadly, I mean, it was a great acquisition. He saved their season because all their goalies have gotten hurt.
Oh, you think Edmonton's goaltending is better?
Edmonton's scoring is better. No, I just think that Connor McDavid will have a field day against Vegas if they play.
Butch Cassidy's defense,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Butch Cassidy, the Sundance kid.
I guess it's hard for me to get excited about the Western Conference teams
The Bruins
because
beat
whoever
wheels
comes
off.
out would get steamrolled by the top 6 or 7 teams in the East, in my opinion.
Except for Colorado. Like, Colorado can... I mean, losing Calgary, though, makes them so much less of a playoff team. Like, that's...
They got a nothing burger at the trade deadline. And Georgiev has really never been a number one, especially in the playoffs.
Who was their goalie when they won? Kemper?
Kemper.
It wasn't exactly great, but I don't know. The team that scares me the most in the West is still Colorado. It's Colorado and it's Edmonton, and it's purely because of McKinnon and McDavid. That's really what it is, and they guys are very good. Dallas has good players. I don't think Dallas could beat the top teams in the East. Minnesota definitely can't beat the top teams in the East. Vegas and LA can't either. Seattle can't. Winnipeg's dead.
Whoa.
Be
Be careful on the Kings. They are hot.
Yeah,
right now.
I still don't think they can. Beat
And the
teams
Corpusalo
in the
edition
East.
was
Jonas?
phenomenal for them.
Yeah, they traded away Jonathan Quick, ruined their franchise. Maybe not. Jonathan Quick is still a serviceable number 2 goalie, but I just don't think he leads Vegas to the promised land. I don't know about you guys, but
He's another Connecticut guy. I speak no ill will.
no, I mean, hey, he's from the Northeast. He's from these local areas close to us. I agree. I like Jonathan Quick. I will forever remember him winning a silver medal.
Winnipeg reminds me of 2012 LA Kings team where they came in the last
AFC,
wild
they win a
card
cup. Yeah, they're good.
because their goaltending is solid.
I said they're dead, but they're decent. They have top end scoring.
I mean, the whole storyline around the team beginning of the year was, this team's got very big issues in the locker room. Rick Bowness coming in there, firing shots, taking the C away, saying things got to change, and it was like the end of the world. Everybody's expecting, like, okay, they're going to blow it up. And here we are.
No, yeah, it's. I mean, it is interesting. They have 85 points, 74 games, 4 point lead. They shouldn't lose their spot. They really shouldn't. So I think as much as we're saying there could be a lot of movement in the West, if it stayed the exact same, I don't think anyone would be surprised.
Do you know what I really enjoy looking at these standings?
I was gonna guess like mac and cheese or something.
No, the pure satisfaction of the turmoil that Daryl Sutter is going to go through as he misses the playoffs with that team.
He should be gone. Like guys, don't. I get it. He's a great coach. I get it, but I. If you had a players coach in there, you probably still have to Chuck or Gaudreau, and you're in a much different situation. So like I'll never, ever be like, hey, choose the coach over the players. Let's just look at some situations. The Bruins chose the players over the coach. We all know how that looks now. Remember that time the Patriots chose the coach over the player? How have they been since that happened?
I don't know. I heard Lamar Jackson is about to be a New England
No,
Patriot.
I actually just read that the Patriots have let everyone know they're not pursuing him. They're going with their guy Mac.
What?
Not a football pod anymore. Not a football pod. But still, just funny. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I was just guessing at that one.
Yeah, I'm never choosing coaches over players.
However, the New York Jets said that Zach Wilson's going to be their number 2 quarterback next season. So.
Oh yeah, they're getting Rodgers. Your boy AA Ron. You guys got anything else about hockey in your tanks? Buy merch.
The New York Islanders
merch.
suck.
New York Islanders suck. Buy the merch. Get on the website. Check stuff out. Our goal is to most definitely have an interview for you next month. Whether it's a player, whether it's someone.
Been a busy time and lots of logistics.
Us, and we'll definitely get an interview for you next month, and hopefully have them steady through the summer and through the playoffs and everything like that. So we're gonna be going to more episodes in the playoffs, that's for sure. So we can stay current, more content, everything. We're meeting with the rest of our team this weekend to try to come up with some cool content ideas. That'll be ITR and Duck Boats branded, I would assume. All kinds of branding on them. And those should be fun, so stay tuned, and we will be in touch soon. Over and out.